Welcome to the Central Florida Expressway Authority's public hearing for the State Road 414 Expressway Extension Project Development and Environment, or PD&E Study. We appreciate your attendance and participation. The purpose of tonight's public hearing is to share information with the public about the preferred alternative, its conceptual design, and the potential social, economic, and environmental effects. A transcript of the presentation and all verbal or written comments will be part of the public hearing record for this project. Public participation at this hearing is encouraged and solicited without regard to race, color, national origin, age, sex, religion, disability, or family status. Persons wishing to express their concerns about Title VI may do so by contacting CFX. The contact information is displayed on this slide. We will now begin the presentation. There are three primary components to tonight's hearing. First, the open house, which occurs during the first hour of the meeting. This is where attendees can view this presentation, view the project displays, and speak directly with the project team. There is also the opportunity to submit comments in writing or to the court reporter. Second, this presentation, which explains the project purpose and need, study alternatives, the potential beneficial and adverse social, economic, and environmental impacts, and anticipated costs. Third, the public hearing, which serves as an official forum for the public to express their opinions about the project. A formal comment period follows this presentation, where attendees provide oral comments at the microphone before CFX representatives. Of course, there is also the opportunity to provide comments directly to the court reporter or in writing. All forms of comment carry the same weight. The project is in the PD&E study phase within CFX's project development process, shown here. Following the PD&E study, after public input is received on the preferred alternative, and based on CFX board approval, the next phase would be design. A PD&E study has three main components. An engineering component, which consists of the development and analysis of potential design solutions. An environmental component, which evaluates potential impacts to the natural, social, and physical environments. And a public involvement component to inform and involve all interested parties in the development of the proposed transportation project. The project is located on Maitland Boulevard, or State Road 414, between US 441 and State Road 434. Note that Maitland Boulevard, east of US 441, is a Florida Department of Transportation, or FDOT, roadway and crosses multiple jurisdictions, including Altamont Springs, Maitland, and Orange and Seminole counties. This project required extensive coordination with FDOT and the multiple municipalities in this area. The existing tolled State Road 414, or John Land Apopka Expressway, provides regional connectivity between Northwest Orange County and I-4, as shown in green on this slide. The I-4 Ultimate project has converted Maitland Boulevard east of State Road 434 into a limited access facility, leaving the segment between US 441 and State Road 434 as an at-grade facility between two limited access facilities. This project is included in CFX's 2040 Master Plan, and design is funded in the 5-year work plan. The project is also included in the Metro Plan Orlando Transportation Improvement Program. The purpose of this PD&E study is to determine if a limited access facility between US 441 and State Road 434 is viable and cost feasible. The project goals include reduced congestion, enhanced mobility options for longer trips, multimodal enhancements, avoidance of right-of-way impacts, and improved vehicle, pedestrian, and bicyclist safety. The project is needed to provide capacity to meet anticipated future traffic demand, improve regional connectivity between northwestern Orange County and the employment centers in the Orlando metropolitan area, enhance safety, and support multimodal opportunities. A traffic analysis was conducted as part of this study. It indicated that the average annual daily traffic on Maitland Boulevard, west of State Road 434, is expected to increase 25% by 2045. Based on projected traffic volumes, increased delay and congestion is expected along Maitland Boulevard. The no-build alternative considers previously planned improvements and involved widening Maitland Boulevard to 6 lanes. As indicated here, 4 out of 5 intersections along this segment would experience failing conditions in the no-build alternative. The purpose of the State Road 414 Expressway extension is to provide needed capacity on Maitland Boulevard to meet current and future traffic needs. The PD&E study began in March of 2020 and is expected to be complete by mid-2022. Public involvement and interagency coordination have been an integral part of this study. Public involvement meetings began in October 2020 and have continued throughout the study. Representatives from CFX and the consultant team were available at each meeting to discuss the project and answer questions. The public involvement effort for this project included 2 scheduled public meetings, including this public hearing, 2 project advisory group meetings, 2 environmental advisory group meetings, 3 environmental stewardship committee meetings, and multiple stakeholder meetings. All input received was considered during the refinement of the alternatives and the development of this preferred alternative. We have met with numerous agencies and stakeholders. Their input, shown here, was used to refine the preferred alternative. The existing Maitland Boulevard is a 4-lane divided roadway that's approximately centered within an existing right-of-way of 118 feet minimum. The roadway's typical section consists of 2 11-foot wide lanes in each direction and a 46-foot wide median. Non-continuous sidewalks are present on both sides of the roadway, and undesignated bike lanes are provided on the existing 4-foot wide shoulders between Bear Lake Road and Gateway Drive. The preferred alternative shown here includes 2 new expressway toll lanes in each direction, while maintaining the existing at-grade Maitland Boulevard below with 2 lanes per direction. The proposed improvements will separate the through traffic from the local traffic on Maitland Boulevard. This will allow for greater mobility and reduce congestion on both facilities. The elevated 4-lane expressway extension is to be constructed above the existing roadway with the bridge piers located within the existing median of Maitland Boulevard. The expressway will be elevated above the 4 intersections along the study corridor. The proposed improvements involve restriping Maitland Boulevard to include 7-foot buffered bike lanes and reducing the design speed to 45 miles per hour. Additionally, the existing 5-foot wide sidewalks will be maintained along both sides of Maitland Boulevard. These enhancements are expected to improve safety for pedestrians and support future multimodal opportunities. No right-of-way impacts are anticipated. Based on agency and public comments received, pedestrian and bicycle enhancements and trail connectivity were evaluated as part of the study. However, as shown on this slide, there are constraints to increasing the existing sidewalk width east of Bear Lake Road and at Lake Bosse Bridge. The preferred alternative includes buffered bike lanes and maintains trail connectivity with the existing Seminole-Wekiva Trail, as requested by stakeholders. It also accommodates the future Florida Coast to Coast Trail at its future connection with the Seminole-Wekiva Trail at US 441. Shown here is the overall view of the preferred alternative lane configuration. The preferred alternative would maintain local access to the at-grade Maitland Boulevard cross streets, as well as access to US 441 and State Road 434. Eastbound motorists traveling on State Road 414 from Hiawassee Road and points west would be able to exit the expressway just past US 441 to access at-grade Maitland Boulevard, or be able to enter the expressway to continue on State Road 414 to areas east of State Road 434. Westbound motorists traveling on State Road 414 from Maitland Center and I-4 would be able to exit the expressway just past State Road 434 to the at-grade Maitland Boulevard local access lanes, or be able to enter the expressway to continue on State Road 414 to areas west of US 441. Shown here is the overall view of the preferred alternative. This project also includes modifications to the Lake Bosse and Little Wekiva Canal bridges. The preferred alternative maximizes use of existing ponds and includes 2 new ponds and 2 new swales. An excerpt of the preferred alternative concept plans at the west end of the project at US 441 is shown here. The proposed elevated expressway, shown in dark gray, is on top of the existing at-grade roadway shown in light gray. Eastbound motorists traveling on State Road 414 from Hiawassee Road would be able to exit the elevated expressway to at-grade Maitland Boulevard just east of US 441. Westbound motorists on at-grade Maitland Boulevard would be able to access the elevated expressway at US 441. An excerpt of the preferred alternative concept plans at the east end of the project at State Road 434 is shown here. Eastbound motorists on at-grade Maitland Boulevard would be able to access the elevated expressway just west of State Road 434. Westbound motorists traveling from I-4 will be able to exit the elevated expressway just west of State Road 434 to access at-grade Maitland Boulevard. The expressway lanes are designed to carry the traffic passing through this corridor to and from points east and west, which will remove those through trips from the existing at-grade roadway. The expressway lanes are situated largely above the existing roadway, so adding ramps between US 441 and State Road 434 to the expressway lanes is not feasible without acquiring additional right-of-way. We're now going to show you a fly-through of a conceptual view of what this project could look like upon completion. We travel east from the western end of the project at US 441. On the right is an off-ramp, and on the left is the on-ramp to the expressway. To the left, or north, is the Seminole-Wekiva Trail, and to the right or south is the Rose Point subdivision. Now approaching the Bear Lake Road and Rose Avenue intersection. The Tealwood Cove and Lake Hill Woods neighborhoods are south. Forest Edge is north. Approaching Eden Park Road and the Water's Edge neighborhood, you'll see the bridge over Lake Bosse on the right. Continuing east, Lake Lotus Park is not impacted, and park access is maintained as the expressway spans the Little Wekiva River Canal. Just to the east, there is a new at-grade signal and enhanced pedestrian access at Gateway Drive. Now we approach State Road 434, where an eastbound on-ramp and westbound off-ramp are located. The expressway extension will connect to the existing State Road 414 just east of State Road 434, where the project ends. The preferred alternative was evaluated in detail to analyze potential effects to the social, cultural, natural, and physical environment in accordance with state and federal regulations. These evaluations are documented in the Project Environmental Impact Report, or PEER. Because the preferred alternative includes bridging Maitland Boulevard within the existing right-of-way, this project minimizes impact to the environment. Based on the preferred alternative improvements, it has been determined that there are no impacts to community services, parks and recreational resources, cultural resources, water quality, and air quality. There is, however, the potential for protected species to occur within the study area, but no adverse impacts are expected. The project is anticipated to result in enhanced mobility for all users, improved regional connectivity, and an overall economic benefit. This project will not involve any right-of-way impacts or cause any relocation of families or businesses. No impacts to residential properties or community resources are expected. The socio-cultural effects evaluation is documented in the Socio-Cultural Effects Technical Memorandum. There are existing noise barriers adjacent to neighborhoods along the western end of the study corridor. A noise study was conducted in accordance with state and federal regulations to evaluate traffic noise levels. The noise study determined that noise levels would not be substantially higher than noise levels today. Additionally, the no-build alternative would result in higher impacts than the preferred alternative. One proposed noise wall located at the Rose Point subdivision, as shown here, was found to be reasonable and feasible based on CFX and FDOT criteria. During the final design phase of the project, noise barriers will be reevaluated and community coordination with the Rose Point subdivision property owners and residents will take place to determine their viewpoints regarding noise abatement. The Cultural Resources Assessment Survey Report documents the evaluation of cultural resources. The preferred alternative is not expected to impact any historic or archaeological resources. Because the preferred alternative is to be constructed within the existing right-of-way, Lake Lotus Park will not be impacted by the project. Existing access to Lake Lotus Park from both Maitland Boulevard and the Lake Lotus parking lot will be maintained. Access to the Seminole Wekiva Trail and future Coast to Coast Trail will also be maintained. The proposed improvements will potentially affect an estimated 1 acre of jurisdictional wetlands and less than a half acre of surface waters. Although unavoidable wetland impacts will occur as a result of the project, the impacted wetlands are located within or adjacent to the existing roadway right-of-way and were previously disturbed by agricultural and residential development, roadway construction, maintenance activities, and the invasion of nuisance and exotic species. CFX will mitigate wetland impacts resulting from this project's construction to meet regulatory requirements. The proposed project may affect, but is not likely to adversely affect, the existence of the federally listed species, the wood stork. No adverse effect is anticipated to the state-protected gopher tortoise, Florida sandhill crane, southeastern American kestrel, and wading birds, including the little blue heron and roseate spoonbill. CFX is coordinating with U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service and the Florida Fish and Wildlife Conservation Commission regarding potential impacts of these species. Results of the environmental contamination screening showed that 4 sites with a medium contamination risk are potentially impacted. CFX will coordinate on further actions for these sites during the design phase to address potential contamination issues. Before construction, specially trained crews will address contamination in these areas as required. Results of the utility assessment showed that the A-First pipeline project, which recovers storm water from the I-4 Ultimate project and is treated for use as irrigation in the city of Altamont Springs, will be impacted. CFX will relocate this pipeline prior to the project's construction. CFX is coordinating with other utility agencies in the area to minimize or avoid impacts. This slide presents a summary of potential impacts associated with the preferred alternative. A preliminary cost estimate that includes construction, mitigation, and other design and administrative fees has been prepared for this project. The total cost for implementation of the project is presently estimated at $365 million. The evaluation and analysis from the engineering and environmental studies conducted for this project were documented in a series of reports. These preliminary plans showing the proposed improvements also are available at the in-person public hearing for review and at the locations shown here, including the project webpage. The study website has been updated with study documents. You can navigate to the study website from the CFX homepage, or you can use the shortened web address shown here. All of the materials presented at tonight's public hearing will be posted on the study webpage. There have been various opportunities for the public to provide input on this project. We welcome your oral or written comments. At the end of this presentation, staff here this evening will distribute speaker cards to those in the audience who have not received one and who would like to make a statement. A court reporter will record your statement, and a verbatim transcript will be made of all oral proceedings at this hearing. If you do not wish to speak at the microphone, you may present your comments in writing or directly to the court reporter at the comment table in the cafeteria. Every comment method carries equal weight. Written comments received or postmarked by April 11, 2022 will become part of the public record for this hearing. CFX thanks you for your participation in this public hearing.